Hamburgers, welcome to another episode of the Hamburg Career Mode. Today we're going into the January transfer window. We do have a couple of matches to take care of as well, and we may do some business in the January transfer window. Our funds are a little bit limited, so we're unsure exactly what we're gonna do, but we're gonna figure it out. So let's get into it. And by the way, I read all of your transfer suggestions and all the tactical changes that you think we should be making this January. To start off, we gotta look at our budget, and our budget is not very big. Like I said, it's like minuscule. 1 million euro current budget with a weekly budget of 46,000. With that type of money, we cannot do anything, that is for sure. We need to raise some funds. And these are some of the players that you guys suggested. Of course, we still have Mickey van de Ven on the transfer list, but he's way too expensive, like 37 million euro. You guys saw our budget, it's 1 million. Same thing with Salisu. He's 80 rated. I'd love to have him, but he's worth 22 million. Ahmed Hodzic from Sheffield United, another quality center back that we could possibly use, but he's probably going to be too expensive. Same with Morato. He's at FC Copenhagen. I believe he's 22 or 23 million euro right now, so we definitely can't afford any of these guys. Scalvini is the same story. He's at Manchester United. He's young at 22 years old, 79 overall. I'd love to bring him in, but he's worth 33 million euro. We just can't afford him. Same story with Jean-Claire Todibo, 83 overall, but he's 38 million euro playing at Getafe currently. We cannot afford him. Taylor Harwood-Bellis from Manchester City at 23 years old and 78 overall would be a great pickup, but again, it's the same issue, same story over and over again. We don't have the money. But I did find some players that we can afford and we are able to bring in. One being Vitaly Yanel. We've scouted him before. We've looked at him before. And guess what? He could be a pre-contract signing. He's worth 20 million euro. He's 80 overall in the prime of his career as a central defensive midfielder or a central midfielder. Maybe kind of a partnership with Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Maybe he can be that guy. He can come in. Maybe he can be a replacement for Bucha, who plays as the backup for Hakan Çalhanoğlu / Ludovic Rice right now. Bucha, I believe, is 78 rated, so Vitaly Yanel would definitely be an upgrade on Bucha. I might bring this guy in. And the last two players on our shortlist that we're checking out is Romeo Lavia from Chelsea, the central defensive midfielder. Maybe we can bring him in, maybe on loan, maybe on a permanent deal. I'm not sure if they would accept a loan from Romeo Lavia, but if they would, I would be glad to have him at the club. And the other one is kind of an off-the-board player, Christian Volpato. He's a free agent. He can play cam, he can play center forward, possibly as a striker or a right winger. He's 22 years old, but he looks very, very promising. He could be a player that, like a quality player that we can bring in on for nothing, for free. The one area that you guys suggested will raise some funds is selling Daniele Rugani. He's a 31-year-old center back from Italy that we got for free last season. He's been good for us, but he's been unhappy at the club. He wants to leave. He says he's not playing a lot. I think he's been playing enough. He's not a starter, but he comes on in crucial situations and kind of in less meaningful games, but he has been playing. He has been getting game time. I guess he wants more game time, so we accepted two transfer bids, transfer offers for him. One from Olympique de Marseille, 6.5 million euro. They accepted it, so we're waiting to hear back. And the other one is from Crystal Palace, also for 6.5 million euro. He's 31 years old. He's not gonna grow any more than he is, so it's probably good to just kind of move him along while he's still worth something. Now, another player that I did put on the transfer list, and a couple of you guys suggested this actually in the comments, is Valentin Mihaila. If we do end up selling anyone else besides Daniele Rugani in this transfer window, it's probably Valentin Mihaila. He's 76 overall at 25 years old. He's been okay. He doesn't get too much game time though. That's the thing. We have a lot of wide players, as some of you guys suggested. And if you want to go through our wide players, we have Nicolas Pepe. We have Ola Solbakken. Ronnie Meyer, well, he's on loan, Ronnie Meyer. We have Bakary Jatta. We have Rooney Bargi. And some of you guys want to see Rooney Bargi play more. So maybe if we get rid of Valentin Mihaila, Rooney Bargi can come in and step into a bigger role. We also have Tong Hyun Yoon at the club who can play as a wide player. So there's a lot of options. I mean, maybe even Ferai or Hadji can come in into those roles. Laszlo Benes can probably even play there. So there's definitely a lot of options at the club. And Valentin Mihaila, he just seems like he's kind of that odd man out. It's not that he's been bad, and he's worth a lot. He's worth 9 million euros. So maybe we can get upwards of like 12 or 13, maybe even 14 million for him. To recap what's going on in the standings and in the Bundesliga, we are currently in third place. We're 8-5-1 on 29 points. We're 1 point behind Frankfurt in second, but again, we have that match in hand. So if we win that match in hand, or if we draw that match in hand, even if we're tied on points, we'd still be ahead of Frankfurt in second place. But we want to keep pace with Bayern Munich for first place. So winning and keeping pace is the #1 priority in the Bundesliga. We want to keep up with Bayern. We're also still in the Deutsche Pokal, and we're in the quarterfinals of the Pokal. So it's getting kind of serious. And out of all the teams left, our opponent is probably the easiest one. As you can see, Hamburg Hamburg, we played Darmstadt, which is a very winnable match for us. So going forward, we may have to play the matches of the Deutsche Pokal because I think this is a competition that we want to win. We want to lift a big trophy, and the Pokal is not a small trophy. I understand it's not the Bundesliga or the Champions League or the Europa League, but it is still a cup and it is still some silverware for the club. And in the Europa League, we will be facing Ajax, and if we beat Ajax in a head-to-head, home and away, knockout phase, we will be in the round of 16 of the Europa League. Is it attainable for us to beat Ajax? I think it is. I really do. I think we have a quality side, and I think although Ajax can bring us some competition and some good matches, we should be able to beat them. We should be able to progress. So as you guys can see, there is a lot going on, and this is how the calendar looks like for the end of December. We have an away match against Stuttgart, which we will probably play. Then we are home against Mainz, which will probably simulate, and then we get into the January transfer window where there isn't a lot of matches in the beginning of the first half of January, but then we have 3 matches at the end of January. It is away at Freiburg, it is home to Wolfsburg, and away at Augsburg. So let's travel to the MHP Arena and face Stuttgart. This is the way that we're lining up. You guys want to see Rooney Bargi play more, and so he's gonna start instead of Solbakken. Solbakken is unfit anyways, and he's gonna get a day off. So Rooney Bargi will start in that front 3 with Broja and Pepe, and then also Valentini will come in for Hatzi Kadunic because he's also unfit. When Valentini plays, he's a left-footed center back, so I play him on the left-hand side instead of the right-hand side. So Jonathan Tah moves into the right, Valentini moves into the left. Other than that, everyone is fit, everyone is healthy, and we're looking for 3 points here against Stuttgart. That is for sure. Welcome to the MHP Arena, where it is Stuttgart hosting Hamburg, and this is a big opportunity for a player like Rooney Bargi to make his case to get into that starting 11 because he's on the fringes. He is really on the fringes. Rooney holding on. Rooney, excellent ball forward to Ferai, and Rooney is providing something again. It is Ferai. I mean, there it is. It's Rooney to Ferai, and Ferai makes it 1-0. Ferai's been kind of secretly scoring a lot of goals for us this season. He keeps scoring, which is nice to see, and Rooney makes an impact. It's 1-0, and it's Rooney on the ball again, and he sees Ferai making the run again. Rooney and Ferai. What a combination. It's Rooney now. Rooney. Oh, brother. This is why you haven't got into that starting 11 yet, because that needs to be a goal. And that, oh, wow. Egloff nowhere to go. He will lay it off to Girassi, though. Valentini, brilliant. We'll go to Pepe out wide. Pepe, Nicolas Pepe, the veteran Nicolas Pepe. He's 30 years old in this save. Carrying forward, still moving. Those old legs of his. Ah, the old legs are catching up to him. Valentini again. Valentini stepping into the role. That's another player that's kind of trying to make his case to be in the starting 11. Because maybe him and Hatzi Kadunic can kind of share that spot. You never know. 1-0 at halftime. Second half underway. We are up 1-0. Inside. Bodawi. This guy's a trickster. We got to watch him. We got to watch Bodawi. Oh, that's going to be a late challenge. Oh, we tried to get the ball. And there's Rooney again. He's everywhere today. 58th minute. Stuttgart will go into the box. Tah is there. Let's clear. There is the ball to Broja. Broja. Armando! And that's probably going to be game. That's going to be 3 points. What a ball. What a touch. What a finish. It's 2-0. We are the better side. Lots of changes for us after that second goal. Bobby Golatzl is coming on. Mihaila is coming on. Hadji is on. Laszlo Benes is on. Bucha is on. So is Bakary Jata, the legend, the Hamburg legend. Stiller will take this corner. Jonathan Tah gets up. Bakary Jata loses the ball. Oh, blocked. Brilliant. Ludovic Rice does excellent. And we're going on a counter here. And it's Mihaila who's in from Bobby Golatzl. Slow it down. Inside. Benes! I mean, that's a team goal if I ever seen one, guys. That is a team goal if I ever seen one. Unselfish from Valentin Mihaila. Also making a case to maybe stay at the club. Do we want to get rid of Valentin Mihaila? Because why are we getting rid of Valentin Mihaila? Are we bringing in anyone better? We don't have the money to bring in anyone better right now. So why do we need to get rid of him right now in January? That is a hard argument, guys. That's very, very hard to argue. Either way, Laszlo Benes scores. It's 3-0, and that's it. We'll play it to Maglica to Budawi. I like this Budawi guy, though. He was quite good. But Laszlo Benes might be better. Oh, my. Our substitutes. Is that a penalty? What just happened? He just fell over. That's game over. I have no idea what just happened there. It's 3-0. It's a big victory. We get the 3 points. Let's go home. Guys, I think I'm going to make the executive decision and not sell Valentin Mihaila, at least in this transfer window, because it's not like we're bringing anyone better to replace him. So what is the point of selling him right now? You never know what's going to happen. What if there's an injury? Look at Andres Nemeth. He's injured. What if that happens to Solbakken? What if that happens to Rooney Bargi? Then Valentin Mihaila will have to step in. So I think we're going to keep him at the very least until the end of the season. We're playing away against Stuttgart. We are now at home at the Volksparkstadion against FSV Mainz, and this is the lineup that we're going with. Solbakken is back in the rotation. Hatzi Kadunic is back. Everyone else stays the same, and I think we're gonna sim it, and I think we can get a result against the struggling FSV Mainz in the Bundesliga. I think we can win it. Yes, we can. It's a big 2-1 victory. It is Joshua Noman that opened the scoring for us to tie it up, actually, because Kalajdzic scored for FSV Mainz, and then Armando Broja scored in the 56th minute. 2-1 victory, 3 more points in the Bundesliga. And look at us in the Bundesliga after those victories against Stuttgart and Mainz. We are in second, keeping up with Bayern Munich. 35 points. We've only lost 1 match in 16 matches played. Bayern has also lost only 1 match, but we are in clear control of that second spot, and we're pushing Bayern Munich to the limits. Daniele Rugani has officially been sold to Marseille for 6.5 million euro. Daniele, I'm sorry that it didn't work out. You were a valuable squad player, and I don't know what happened. I don't know why you were so unhappy here. We're a good team. We're a good club. It's got a lot of promise, but I mean, I wish you all the best in France, and at least we get some money for you. And the board allocated 5 million euro for us for the Daniele Rugani deal. Although it's 5 million euro, it's still not enough to really buy anyone of value or importance. I just don't know what we're gonna do with such little cash. January is here, and we are gonna bring in our first signing of January, and it's gonna be a free agent. It's gonna be Christian Volpato. He's a cam, he's a center forward, he's a right winger, and we got him on a free. He's a free agent, guys, and honestly, I think this is a fantastic signing. He's only 22 years old, and let me show you his rating. You're gonna be very surprised. It is 75. I believe it's 75. Yes, it's an A deal. 75 overall. Christian Volpato. He's worth 12.5 million euro, and we got him for absolutely nothing. I think this is a fantastic signing, honestly. He could be a good squad player, and maybe he can even take over and break into that starting 11. And we're gonna make one more signing as well, guys, and this is a very surprising one. Honestly, I am genuinely surprised this was allowed and this happened. Romeo Lavia joins us on a loan until the end of the season from Chelsea. We were gonna bring in Vitaly Janelt, who is a central defensive midfielder, on a pre-contract, but I decided not to do that because we're gonna bring in Lavia instead and see how he does. He is very highly rated, and he's worth a lot of money. I'm extremely shocked that Chelsea let him go for 6 months. He is an 80 overall central defensive midfielder with a huge upside to him. So him and Bucha and Ludovic Rice possibly can rotate through those spots. I am extremely happy with the signing. It's a little bit of a different signing, but hey, Romeo, we're glad to have you here. Welcome to Hamburg. So we're actually going to test out the new squad and the new players we just signed in an away match against Freiburg. And this is the way we're going to line up. We're actually going to start Volpato on that right-hand side instead of Nicolas Pepe. Nicolas Pepe will get the day off. Rooney Bargi will come in on that left-hand side for Ola Solbakken. Like I said, again, we're just testing things out before we go into our big matches in the Europa League. I think against Freiburg is the perfect opportunity to do so. And the midfield 3 will be Çalhanoğlu, Ludovic Rice, and Romeo Lavia, who's coming in as that central defensive midfielder. Emmanuel Ferrai will get the day off. Everyone else, they stay the same. I'm really excited for some new players at the club, guys. I want to see how they perform. Let's have this opportunity, and hopefully it goes well. There's a few new boys in town, but Armando Broja has scored 3 goals in his last 3 games. Live from the Europa Park Stadion, it is Freiburg versus Hamburg. Kind of a little bit of a new look Hamburg here, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It's good to test out players before our big matches. Freiburg is a good opportunity for that, like I said. Hopefully we all perform well here. There's the first touch for Lavia. He will carry. Okay, he will carry all the way. He will pop and stop. Play it to Volpato. The two are linking up together. Lavia. Ah, it's a nice pass up front, but Broja couldn't get there. Kyrie. Lavia does well. Jonathan Tah does well. Lavia clears the ball. But then we give the ball away. But then they give the ball away. Volpato will collect. Volpato carrying forward. He's just... Is he... Nah. Makengo is fast. Not as faster than Volpato. Dela Cruz. Ludovic Rice. Excellent work. Now it's Volpato again on the ball. He's been seeing a lot of the ball. He's played some decent passes so far. Very impressive, not gonna lie. Gets around. Rooney. Nice pass. Shot. Block. That was in. Oh, Ludovic Rice had an empty net, but he shot it at the defender. Bradaric does well technically, though, and keeps the ball in, too. Excellent play. And that is gonna be half time. A very entertaining and interesting half, but no goals. Second half underway, my friends. I like what I'm seeing. We're playing better defense. We're shutting down teams left, right, and center. But Lavia tries to get through two defenders. We got to get used to some of these new players in the squad. Çalhanoğlu. Çalhanoğlu will carry forward. There is the pass from Çalhanoğlu to Armando Broja. And Broja has another opportunity. Armando Broja. And this time he makes no mistake. No mistake whatsoever. In the pregame, it said 3 goals in his last 3 games for Armando Broja. Make that 4 goals in his last 4 games. But most importantly, it is 1-0 Hamburg. Kamara will go out wide to Kubler. Kubler, he's covered. They have nowhere to go, guys. Look how we're covering everybody. Look at the coverage. The coverage is just brilliant. But here they break out. They may have an opportunity. They will have an opportunity. Lunin takes care of Freiburg's opportunity. 78 minutes in, and we're going to make several changes. Feray, Haji, Solback, and Pepe, and Bobby Golatzl are all coming off. Romeo Lavia staying on the pitch, while Volpato did come off. He played 78 minutes. I think he was pretty good. Not bad. I don't know if he'll be a starter for us. Not yet anyways, but he's definitely going to have a good place in the squad. Wow, they're all over us here. Is that a foul? Offside. We caught a break. We just give the ball away again, though. We need to hold possession here, guys. We need to hold possession. Hold possession. Hold the line. Hold them off. Hold them at bay, guys. I said hold them at bay. Jonathan Tah, our hero, our knight in shining armor in the back. 1-0. That's the final score. Are we happy with the performance? I would say so. I would say we're satisfied. Could we have played better? Probably. Are we impressed with Volpato and Romeo Lavia? I'd say so. I'd say they have a little bit of more work to do, but they weren't bad. They were competitive, and I think they played pretty well, and they fit pretty well. So in our next episode, guys, we finish off the January transfer window and the 2 matches that are left in January. It will be home against Wolfsburg and away against Augsburg, and then we move into the month of February, where we have the Deutsche Pokal and the Europa League, of course. As always, my friends, thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, stay happy and stay healthy. Always keep smiling. Rate our signings down below. We have about 5 or 6 million left of our transfer budget. If we could sign someone else, let me know down below as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video on the channel, which is probably tomorrow or the next day like usual. All right, peace, 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 peace.